Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you. And like every day, we've been coming up with distinguished personality from different walks of life on madhy'sluxury.co. As you all have been a part of the talk show by the Padma Shri artists, as well as corporates and also ambassadors and people from abroad. It's a global luxury show now. And today we have Ashima Leena, the veteran designer, Leena Singh of Ashima Leena. Let's welcome Leena Singh ji.
Hi.
Hi Leena ji, a warm welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Today we meet Leena Singh of Ashima Leena, the veteran designer. She needs no introduction. It's a 30 years old brand and the pillar of fashion industry. The high profile brand both nationally as well as internationally. So today, Leena ji, we would like to know your journey and your story, which I'm sure is going to inspire many, many people. So if you can tell us how you began and got into the fashion industry and made it so big in the industry.
Well, I would say that would take about too many chapters and too many hours to speak about this journey. Because that's a really interesting, long, very inspiring journey, I must say that. And the good thing is that, I have been a Delhi girl always, okay? I got married in a very small town in UP. The circumstances changed for me. So I got back to, after my marriage, I got back to Delhi. I always wanted to become a doctor, I wanted to become a lawyer, but I think what happened was that the remote control is not in our hand. So my circumstances were such that, I studied law. When I studied law, I was very happy that I'm going to become a lawyer. And then, suddenly my circumstances changed. We all have our histories, our past life. And then, in our times, it used to be that you have to become a successful lawyer. You had to be, you had to be having your own, either your husband's, law firm or your dad's law firm. And in my circumstances, it was very important that I become economic, just become independent economically. So
Right.
for me, it was very difficult. It was a difficult time, but then I said, no, I can make it and I will make it. And it's very strange that even when I had done IAS before that, when I was going for training, another tragedy had struck, so I could not go for training. So my life has been very like a roller coaster. It's been up and down, but I'm very grateful to the Lord. He got me closer to Himself because I was just left to fend for myself. And then when I decided that I must do something for myself, and where I was, it was a small city, and there were, Zardozi units there. So I said, let me start work. So I would sit with a caricature on the floor and learn the stitches of Zardozi, and then, come back to Delhi and then supply big stores. That is how my journey with my connect, my relationship with the fabric and with the designing began. And while I was doing this, I thought, okay, why can't? And then suddenly, I was also, when the tragedy had struck, I was also working in a garment factory. And, I'm actually not ashamed. I'm very proud to tell. At that time, I was only earning 600 rupees. So that 600 rupees had so much of meaning for me at that time because my dad was a multi-billionaire. My dad is a very wealthy man. He always taught me that you will have to be on your own 2 feet because you are now alone. You are a single woman and you need to be, fighting with the society and be on your own. So he just, even despite of being from such a wealthy family, I went on to the job of small job. And then after all that, when I was supplying these clothes there, and then, someone was watching me. Someone from the distance was watching my hard work. In that factory, I remember we would supply the clothes to the very big, very big ready-made garments store in India. So we were supplying. One day, the owner calls up and says that, would you like to take, they're putting up a very huge retail project. Would you like to be a part of it? And I said, I have no knowledge of retail. How can I become? He said, no, you just come because the hard work speaks. And if you're hardworking, you will be able to make it. It's very interesting. As I said, it's a long story, but I'll just cut it short now. Okay. And then what happened? I took up a job as a CEO. So it was very challenging. You have learned something, you're supplying your garments to the stores, and also worked in a factory which has brought you to the same guy where I was supplying, and I was a very small worker and making 600 pieces in that garment factory. He picked me up to the CEO of the company. That was
Wow.
great. That was great,
Wonderful.
And that is how, I thought that I want to tell you something very interesting. I was the first one to bring out my designer friends out because, NIFT had just passed out. Many designers, my friends had passed out from NIFT. So I was the first one to bring them to my store and sell their clothes. So it was very interesting. So all my senior friends, all my good friends still remember me like that. And that is how, then I had a flare of passion anyway. And then 2 years, I think I worked here, just 2 years maybe. And then I went to my, owner and I said, look, I have set up a store for you. We have set up a designer for you. Now can I start my own brand? You see, for me, Madhuri, it was very important that I have to be honest and dedicated to myself and honest and dedicated to the people I work with. I could never compromise with my values in my most difficult circumstances. My values were the first. I would always, they would come first. So anyway, that is how I started my factory. And of course, Akima was from NIFT, and then she was also a part of that store. I didn't know her. Then she became my sister-in-law, and then we both started this brand, Ashima Leela. And then there was no looking back. It was in 1993. Now, you calculate my age. Then you don't calculate my age, okay? You already. So that is how the whole journey. There is no looking back. Now looking back, I think I'm blessed. But the base and the foundation of my journey remain the high values I never gave up. So much difficult times. It's such a roller coaster life. For me, it was very important to keep my dignity intact, to keep my honesty and truthfulness intact, to keep my values intact. I would not allow anyone to break that value system in me. Of course, there's so many temptations, in design, but I said no. What is interesting is that then a few designers, I remember JJ was there, Ashish Sodhi was there, and Rohit Baltaman. We all were sitting. Why can't we have the India Fashion? We all were sitting together. And we decided to make India Fashion Weeks. We made FDCI.
Right, wonderful.
So you can imagine that, how it's a baby for me. FDCI is my baby today because we created it. Then we gave the list of buyers because buyers have to come. So it's interesting that how we laid the foundation of the council, all of us together, not me, but all of us together, and
it's such a prestigious, and it has a name and it's so prestigious. FDCI is a really prestigious brand now, you can say it.
Yeah, because we worked, I'll tell you, the foundation was so strong for it. I remember Ritu Kumar was our president then, and we all worked on it. It was not easy because you have to make a council. You have to be so fair to your young designers. You have to be really doing a lot of work for the council. So I still remember that I was the one, who did all the paperwork, everything, because I had a knowledge of law also. Like I said, I was a lawyer, so I had a knowledge of law. So I think we contributed a lot to this council.
Really nice, and I'm sure it's really truly inspiring for the audience who are listening. And you are surely a deadly combination of an IS officer, a lawyer, and a designer now. And I think everyone's parents play a big role in inspiring children, and that's how I think your father inspired you as well. And there's a very good message to the audience on no substitute for hard work, honesty, and you have to keep your high values intact and truly honest, live with dignity. All these things are a big message for the audience today, I'm sure. And Leena ji, I would like to know that how does it feel to be the pioneers in the industry? Like, you've been there for 30 long years. And what are the, changing trends in the fashion that you've noticed in all these years, being the pioneers?
I think the winds never changed me. The winds of my growing up, today having the most prestigious store in DLF Emporio, working globally, nothing changed me. It was very important for me to stay rooted. It was very important. So I would say that, I have something interesting to tell you. Otherwise, the whole industry became so ruthless today. But nothing could change me. I am what I am. I was what I was. I'm very proud to be what I was. I'm very proud to be what I am today. Nothing could those trends of the whole industry development never changed. I'm very happy about it. And I saw, of course, we saw so many youngsters coming and so much of talent coming. I was on the board of FPCI for more than 6 years. And in spite of that, I worked really hard for it. And we made it into a big thing, which I'm very proud of it today. And, everything changes with time. We all evolve. But
True.
evolution for good is always, I think, good to go forward. You see, my mother taught me something very nice, Madhvi. She said there are two paths. One is a shortcut, one is a long journey, long path. Okay? But don't take a shortcut ever because the path which is difficult, which is longer, will surely take you very, very far. The
Right.
shortcut path you'll be stuck with. So what happened was, Madhvi, and I was always, and then I have to tell you something very interesting. I also
Sure.
taught in Pearl Academy. I was teaching for 5 years in Pearl Academy. Out of my knowledge of the PU job I had in the, for the big store, so there was no actually books on retailing. There was no library on retailing. There were no books, nothing. I can say that I created this subject for Pearl Academy. I taught
Wow.
for, as a guest lecturer, I taught for about 8 hours in a week and non-stop with 10 minutes break, with no books, with no library backing me. I just did
Okay.
it out of knowledge. I just did it out of my knowledge. So education is very close to my heart because I did my Masters of Literature, I did my IS studies, then I did law. Education has been very close to my heart. And I always say, if I was not a designer, I would have been a teacher. I love teaching. I love teaching.
Okay. Great, wonderful, very nice. And again, there's a beautiful message that we should not believe in taking shortcuts and work hard and let it be more sustainable because I think it should not be a short-lived thing, whatever that people get into. And another good message from you is that even if you become a very big designer or whatever in life, stay rooted, stay grounded. And most of the people who have actually reached somewhere, I happen to meet them, interact with them very closely, and I personally find them very, very humble, grounded, and down to earth. So that's a beautiful message again from you. And I would like to ask you, Leena ji, that you were a lawyer by profession. From being a lawyer by profession to having your own designer label, how did the transition take place?
As I said, that it was always a passion to be a lawyer, and it was passion to be a judge in Supreme Court. Imagine, I had that, so many years back, I wanted to come to the seat to the Supreme Court as being a judge in the High Court or Supreme Court. But I think, Madhvi, what happens here, I believe so much in divine. Nothing is in our control. You can only play your role. You can be your best. I was
True.
so keen to be, lawyer, but and practicing lawyer, becoming a judge. But as I said, my circumstances were such that I had to earn for myself. I did not want to depend on my wealthy father in those circumstances. I just wanted to fend for myself. I think so. So the only way was that okay, I'm in that small town where I was in UP to do the Zardozi work, make some beautiful clothes, come and sell it in Delhi. So that was my way of making my own livelihood that time. Without depending on my father, without depending on my brothers. So it was. I think I have to thank my parents for that. My parents, who were, I mean, so wealthy and so, I mean, my dad in his own time, multi-billionaire, had taught me that this is a difficult life for you because now you are single and you have to walk this life yourself. So it's better that you work. You see, this is what I learned. My dad was very workaholic. My dad was really a hardworking person. My mom, I got all my values from my mother. My mother always taught me how never to differentiate between rich people, poor people. So today, if I'm on the, I'm a patron in Kushi NGO, and where we look after so many, so Girl Child is very close to my heart. The subject of women empowerment, Girl Child is very close to my heart because I, as a young girl, has gone through so much of struggle, so much of difficult life that I think it must be so difficult for so many women in villages, when they are alone and how they must be fending for themselves. So I took it up as a challenge to help them. I took it up as a challenge to help them. So this all came from my mom. It all came from my mother.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, parents play a huge role in shaping up individuals and, all of us as what we are today, for sure, definitely. And I also wanted to ask you that what are the changing trends in the fashion industry that you have noticed over the period of years, last 30 years?
For me, fashion was always a concept, but the reality has been a business behind it. Of course, it has changed so much now. But the good thing is that, me as now I'm heading this, piloting this brand Ashima Lina all by myself. And for me, it was a challenge to remain a limited edition brand. We're not a mass brand.
Right,
And to
right.
let it be a classic brand. I never gave up for a business spin. For me, it was important that because also another thing, India, being Indian and doing something for India, craft and handicraft of India, textile of India, very close to my heart, very close to my
True.
heart. So when even so many brands became funky, we are modern. I won't say we are not modern, but within that sector of the craft and textile, which is so close to my heart, I would not give up that for anything. So people change. I think what was very sad that in our industry, people wanted to they tried to become more Western, but Ashima Lina always remained more classic.
True.
Traditionally, we always used to make beautiful traditional clothes. We still make those beautiful traditional clothes. Yet they are modern blouses, they are modern lehengas, there's modern outfits I do. But the stamp of India has to be there. For me,
Yeah,
stamp
beautiful.
of India is very, very important. So even if
Right.
I remember when we would go to USA, I would make those beautiful, nice Western wear for Americans there. I would still put a paisley of Kashmir on that outfit, just to
Wow.
put a stamp of India.
Right.
For me, that was the. I'm proud to be Indian. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of my country. I'm very proud of
Absolutely.
our craftspeople too. I'm very proud of that. And I would not like to. So when we talk of design, I think everybody had their individual aspects. All my designer friends, but for me, it was so important just to be rooted in in Indian tradition. That was very important for me.
Lovely, beautiful. And definitely, I mean, we all are proud of being Indian, and India has been very, very rich in art, culture, heritage, as well as fabrics. Nothing compared to our, heritage and culture. And all the more, I mean, you thought about it long back, but now Modi ji is saying all, go vocal for local, which you already always believed in. And I would like to know, Leena ji, your experience of teaching in the fashion school and any incident you would like to mention.
Yes, it's very interesting. When I was teaching in Pearl Academy for those long, I think almost for 5 years, and just once in a week for 8 hours. So the only question, the students would normally ask me, ma'am, when can we have a brand? Ma'am, when can we become a designer like you? And I always taught them, look, you have to have the management and control of your life if you want to reach somewhere. I always
Very
believe, maybe I will go a little out of the context, but I think your connect with the Lord is so important. Your connect with the divine is so important. Otherwise, you can get lost. Ours is a very glamorous industry. You can get lost in this big, in this big game of competition and big game of being there and give. It's a very ruthless game. So it's so important that you are connected to divine, to be real yourself. So for me, I think it's important to be real, and that is what I always taught my students. I said you have to be real. So even if you
right.
be original, don't try to copy designs. And I actually gave 10 topics to them. Time management was one of them. Economics of retailing was one of them. And so many topics were there. But it was a very difficult for me because there's no study. I'm just teaching them out of my own knowledge of
How to
retailing
make
because
it.
I was there at big store as a CEO, so I had a knowledge of retailing. So that's what I
Absolutely.
imparted to them. So in today's day and age, Madhi, what I see is these youngsters don't have tolerance and patience. They want to climb the ladder overnight. So when they try
Right.
to do that, you're naturally bound to fall. Those
True.
baby steps are so important to take in life to reach to your
Yeah.
destination and goal. And it's so important that you be true to yourself. If you're true to yourself, you'll only do
Yeah.
wonders. I can tell you that.
Beautiful. Wonderful tips, I must say, and I'm sure it's very, very fruitful for the audience because time management as well as having a control on your life, being a bit spiritual, as well as slow and steady wins the race. I mean, don't expect results overnight. And I think these are amazing tips for the audience. If you want to brand, you have your own brand and be like Leena Singh or Ashima Leena. And I would like to ask you another question that in comparison to your contemporaries, you are known to maintain simplicity, being in such an industry which is full of glamour, and how have you been able to maintain that simplicity and being just yourself, the original you? As you just mentioned, it's important to be, you know, just yourself.
I refuse to change, as I said. The winds could never change me. The winds could, the wind, they could never change me. I am what I am, proud of what I am, proud of what I was, and I think this is in me. For me, work comes before anything else. Your dedication comes before anything else. And Madhuri, I believe so much in inner beauty. I believe so much in your inner dynamism. I believe so much in your, aura. I believe that, I feel it's so important to be simple at heart. I mean, I made a brand. We're so big today, but to be simple at heart was, I think, I got it from my mom, and also, I remembered that this all is given to me. It's a gift from the Lord. He has a power to give. He has a power to take. So this gift does not belong to me. He's put me where I am, and he can put me somewhere else. So for me, it was very, very important, to remember that this is a gift from the Lord. My being such a big designer and having such a huge brand is a gift to me from Lord, and I have to respect it. And so I was always detached to it because I never thought it was mine. I said, I'm blessed that he gave me. He has a power to give, he has a power to take also. So I always remembered that I have to be honest within that role of designer and having a brand. I have to do my best. I have to play my role best. Be honest. Be truthful to your clients. Be honest to your designing. Be honest to your labor. Respect the labor. So I always believe that okay, we executed all that, but the real heroes are the craftsmen. The real heroes are the skilled workers who work with me. Without them, I couldn't have created those beautiful designs. So I think simplicity was just in me. I was like that because I realized the life. I went, the depth of the life I understand more than just this outside glamorous world. Because I saw the unglamorous world of the glamorous world all the time with my labor. How they were struggling to, earn their money, how they're struggling to raise their children. So that unglamorous world always reminded me that I am in a glamorous world, which is not so. It's just because I'm in this profession. So that did not touch me. That did not touch me.
Amazing. And I have met you a couple of times, and you always come across as a very humble, sweet person and grounded, down to earth, very approachable. It's been always a pleasure and nice meeting you. So I would like to ask you, Leena ji, that being the patron of Kushi and NGO, if you can tell something about that, what exactly is it? What does it do? And your association with Kushi as a patron. I think there is a signal drop. I can see you getting. Yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah.
Were you able to hear my question or?
No, I didn't hear your question. Tell me.
Okay. Yeah. So, as a patron of Kushi NGO, I would like to know briefly about what exactly it is and what's your association with Kushi?
I think, I have a very wonderful friend, Harbeen Kapoor, who got me on the board, and then now he got me as a patron. And he himself is such a wonderful person. He does so much of work for this, for the people who need help, for the girl child. And any girl child is very close to my heart. And I had also, my association had begun when I had done a show with this Rubina and Azhar. Rubina and Azhar were the two children from Slumdog Millionaire, this thing movie, and I made them walk the ramp. So that is how I got connected to Kushi.
Yeah. Please carry on. Yeah,
and Yes, yes, I thought you were not there. Okay, so that's how I carried on. Then Kapil Dev is our chairman. I think that these all wonderful people from such great backgrounds, such that it inspired me. That, and I always felt there's a life beyond yourself. We have to take care of the. I never say unprivileged or this thing. I always say I don't even say they're less privileged. They all are the children of Lord. But I always
True.
thought there's a meaning of life to do more than the profession we have been given. There's much more to do in life than the profession which has come to you. So it's always I think, when we have so much, it's nice to share that. When Lord
True.
has blessed us with so much. And I had
True.
seen my life as a young girl, the struggle. So it's so important to give back to society. And it gives you such a great gratification. I'm really thankful to my friends who brought me in Kushi, and I'm really happy to work.
So this is one of your initiatives of giving back to society. Beautiful. And I would like to ask you, Leena ji, the high-profile brand, which is Leena Singh of Ashima Leena, which is on national and international level. So which all countries have you been doing business with internationally?
Well, we were the first brand. I was the first brand to bridge a gap between India and USA 25 years back, because the brides, I could reach the brides there. I could reach the brides there in USA, and I was working with them. So in fact, I was one of the first designers to bridge a gap between India and the girls who were there in USA. So I've been traveling to USA very extensively. I've been to London so many times. I've worked a lot in palaces in Gulf. I've worked in Kuwait, Dubai. I can name every country and I worked there. And even now we have to visit. For me, it was very important. You may have the CEO of the company, CFO of the company, but I always felt the control of the brand was always in my hands. I always believed in that.
Wonderful.
So
And how different? Yeah, how different is it handling the international client? What are their choices? Are they very different, costumes and outfits?
I do lots of Indian girls there, because many
Okay.
professional girls cannot travel to India for their bridal wear, because the mother is a doctor, the sister is a lawyer, the other sister is in IT sector, so they can't travel. So when I go with the team there, so we give a presentation, and they're I think very respectful. There's something I have to tell you about that country, that maybe because they are not here, so their value systems are much
Yeah,
deep than the Indian
true.
girls. I think.
Absolutely.
Very respectful, and very
Right.
good people. Like I'll give you the example. I'm a vegetarian. Like
Hmm.
at one time, I would not even have a bread out. Even today, I don't have a bread out, because not a cake out. I don't even wash my hair with the eggshell. I'm a pure vegetarian. I remember
Okay.
these girls. They would bring a घर की बनाई हुई biryani for me. घर की
How
बनाए
sweet.
हुए paratha for me, because they knew I was,
So
understand.
nice.
And
Right.
they were so high, the Indian designer has visited, they have come to my hotel, they are having an appointment with me, and they bring this food with you because they know I'm a pure vegetarian. So
Right,
those are
right.
the things I really admire about that country and about that society.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're more Indian than the Indians here in India. I believe all the
Yeah,
NRIs who are abroad.
it's very interesting. A 3 years old child would know Gayatri Mantra.
Yeah, right.
Indian girls would also know Pura Ek Omkar Satnam, because I think
True.
the parents are very, very, very careful that they have to give them that Indian, they have to
Values.
realize their roots from India. So
Yeah,
that's the
true.
thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So these are more Indians staying abroad and the NRIs rather than the foreigners. You didn't do any wedding gowns or something for the international brides or something like that.
You basically, Ashmarin is a very classic brand. So I was more Indian, but beautiful Indian classic clothes I would do, textiles and all. Surprisingly, many Americans started coming to me over the period of time. So
Okay,
I was
great.
doing those beautiful western wear for them, beautiful western wear. But I would do a jamawar ka kabhi uske motif kar diya, kabhi every week, and they would love me for it. Because I said,
Wow.
so it was like even the body was western of their clothes, the
Right.
soul of those clothes was always Indian.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
the soul of outfits remained Indian. Even the body
Yeah.
of the outfits was western. So
And
they
it
appreciated. Yeah, yeah.
It was amazingly beautiful. You know, one of my client who's an Italian designer, he's a celebrity wedding designer from Milan, Italy, Angelo Garini, and he celebrated his 50th birthday, which was like a Maharaja evening, and all the men were wearing pajama kurtas and the women were wearing saris. So they really love to wear Indian clothes, Indian attire, and look amazingly beautiful. So
Okay,
other thing I would like.
that reminds me of very interesting thing. That reminds me that in one of the Ramadan, I was in Gulf in I think I was in Doha in Qatar, and I did my business show there. And that lady was so nice. Her name is Maha. So she said, "Please come. We are having a feast of Ramadan," and she invited me. Okay,
Okay.
and I had done beautiful kaftans with beautiful embroidery, which they had already bought from me. Can you imagine? It was like doing one big couture show there because everybody, about 50 ladies were wearing Achuma Lita's kaftan, beautiful
Beautiful.
heritage embroidery. And the best was that even I wore a kaftan. I wanted to be one of them. You know,
Right.
for me, Madhuri religion kuch nahi hai. For me, it is the humanity. For me, it's the
True.
oneness. It's a oneness.
Right.
This God never made religion. We made. Human
Absolutely.
beings made religion. God only
Very well
made man.
said.
Okay, so
True.
that
Very well.
oneness has been so strong in me, that oneness. So I was to wore a kaftan and it was so nice to hear to their prayers. It was so good. वो ऐसे लग रहा
Yeah.
था कि जैसे एक बहुत बड़ा couture show हो रहा है वहाँ पे. So
Beautiful.
ऐसे
And
wedding, which I did a destination wedding in Hong Kong, everybody was wearing Ashmadina's clothes. It was like one big, so many couture. So today, I'm fine. I've done so many couture shows, which is actually the shows with the whole destination wedding. People are wearing my clothes. So I'm happy what I have done. I'm really happy.
yeah, no, definitely. I think it's like you feel proud and you feel like a proud Indian when all these countries people are wearing your outfits and it's your brand. So definitely you feel proud. You make country proud as well. So I would like to know, Leena ji, that we all know about the brand Leena Singh of Ashima Leena. Tell us more about yourself. What do you spend your leisure time?
Well, no, that is, I have to be. I'm actually a very private person, Madhuri. That's why it's something very interesting. I never pay people for becoming my followers. Anybody who's a follower on Instagram, social media, is I
Organic.
know personally.
Beautiful.
I'm not in
Lovely.
the rat race. I'm not in that competition race. I'm substantial in myself. I'm complete in myself. And my leisure time, I tell you, I'm deeply into spiritual discourses. So I like to be reading beautiful books by divine masters. I would like to read beautiful books on Satmati. I would like to read anything by Osho or by Satguru or by even by Shivani. I'm connected to divinity very very deeply, and that is
Beautiful.
my leisure time. That's my leisure time. I do a lot of reading and then a lot of social service. That's another my leisure time. When I can go, I have to tell you, during these migrants when they were leaving around my house, I had so many sites where the labor could not leave. Every single day, Madhuri, I was distributing food myself. About 200 people, I was giving food every day, morning, evening. Not me. I think the Lord was doing it, but I'm grateful to Lord that He made me the channel. So that is my leisure. That is my time that I would like to spend. Now.
And
Leisure.
my next question,
And,
actually,
yeah.
my next question was going to be what gives you contentment, but I think you replied in this itself that this is what probably gives you utmost satisfaction also.
But it is actually doing things for others, going beyond myself, feeding a hungry boy, teaching a child, giving
Wow.
books to somebody who needs books, marrying a girl who doesn't have much to make a small little dowry for her is my satisfaction.
Amazing. I mean, that's something really noble to do. And we see a noble soul in you, for sure. And in comparison to your contemporaries, this is, sorry, I would like to ask you that in the times of COVID, how has the business impacted? And are there any future changes in terms of the store?
I think that COVID came to teach so much to all of us, to humanity. The COVID told us there's no difference, nobody's rich, nobody's poor. Even the minister could get it, and even a boy on the road. So I think COVID was a great learning. Yes,
Equalizer.
yes, it was the lesson. It was a lesson where people bring doing so much of wrong. The society had become so ruthless. There were no values left. People thought they had the power, they had become the god themselves. They could do anything to anybody and get scot free. There was so much of, I mean, it was so sad. You know what was happening to society. You don't have to tell even your audience what's happening. So I think this was the time of the cleansing from the Lord. How he
True.
had to cleanse not only the air and the thing by not, he had to also cleanse our mind. He had to also purify our souls. And yes, coming to business now, it was very hard, very difficult. My mall Emporio was closed for more than 3 months. I think little less than 3 months. So it was very hard, Madhuri. It was very, very difficult. And I'm the person who would not say no. It was not. It was a very difficult time. And we all are struggling to come back, but it's not easy.
True.
Economy was already hit in our country, you know that. And then came COVID, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good to know your honest viewpoint. And I would also like to ask you that Fashion Week, being a big thing in the Indian couture industry, will take a major turn post-COVID. What are your views on the same?
You see, because there are no weddings happening, we don't see the weddings happening in the near future. But yes, I'll tell you about myself. I was doing the sampling and I was doing the production for the weddings which were to happen in July and August. So now they all are going to happen in 2021 early or middle. So, I think we'll all bounce back. It'll take time. But, I always believe in myself. I always believe in positivity. I always believe that be positive. We have to keep thinking, yes, we will come back and we will come back. You have to
True.
think that way.
Right.
And whoever is able to cross this turmoil and this turmoil for next 6 months will be winner for sure, I think. It's difficult at the moment to sustain that. It's very difficult, yeah.
Yeah, but again, a very good message to the audience that we all should stay positive, and I'm sure things will be fine sooner or later. And now I would like to go for a rapid fire round with you. So, according to you, Dina ji, smart work or hard work?
I think it's both hard work and smart work. Because you see, if you keep working hard and you're not smart in your work, you can never be successful. But hard work surely plays a great role. Now, these days, only people think it is a smart work. Sometimes without working hard, you can't reach there. Between smart work, you also work hard. Yeah.
Right. And one favorite, your favorite one-liner.
Be true to yourself.
Beautiful. Advice to youngsters who would want to come into the fashion industry.
Well, I would tell them, I always told them, because I have so many interns who come to me and I give them a lot of training. That's another way of my giving to them, imparting the education of fashion, what I have learned. And I think they should be original. They should not try to copy. They should be patient. They should have the tolerance. They should have patience to reach where they see all of us. They need patience and they need hard work. And there's no shortcuts. They have to work hard.
Well said. And how do you define fashion?
I think fashion is your own style statement. It's your own style. Your style is a fashion. You can wear a simple cotton churidar and kurta and carry yourself in a good, fashionable way, wearing a beautiful watch and a beautiful matching bag and your matching shoes. Fashion is actually style. It's a style in itself.
Lovely. And fashion tip you swear by?
Say again, I didn't hear.
Fashion tip that you swear by?
I think do what actually looks nice. I mean, you have to be fashionable to the limit of what looks nice on you.
Right.
It's just what suits you is your fashion.
Because not just that's something that's nice on someone else will look good on you.
Exactly. You have to have your own style, and you have to wear something which looks nice on you, and never copy what others are doing. You will develop your own style, and you will develop your own sophistication. That's it.
Yeah. So your own sense of style is the best, I think. Well said.
Yeah,
and other designers whose work you like or admire? Any other designers?
Make friends. Rohit Bali is a dear friend. Tanu Dilani is a very dear friend. So I mean, Rohit Gandhi is a dear friend, and Sunit also. So I think they all have their, it's like, we all have our own handwritings, and they are the masters in their own handwriting. So they all are doing great work. They are doing all great. So no two people have the same handwriting. So similarly, everybody is doing great work in their own space.
True. Very, very well replied, must say.
Yeah.
And what's one thing no one knows about you?
Oh my God, that's complicated to answer. But I'm such a private person. I think, people have accepted that I never change with the winds. They have accepted I'll be simple the way I look today. And, of course, there's an untold story we all have. We all have that untold story. And I would say that my life was not easy. So maybe that part of my life people don't know from where I came and how I came and what I did, how hard it was on me, how difficult it was to be where I am, where it was just that I kept working. And it all happened because I got into the spirituality at a very young age. For me, the umbrella of my divine master was there, and I was working, and I knew I was protected. And I was I was focused on what I was doing. But how I came into is something which people don't know about.
Okay, great. And your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
My biggest strength is to be true to myself. My honesty and my value system is my biggest strength. And my biggest weakness is having tea. Because as I said, I'm a pure vegetarian. No alcohol for me. Not even biscuits from outside. I'm a tea addict. So I love having tea. The tea and coffee is my biggest weakness, I would say. But there's no weakness as such in the life, that thing. Because I'm a teacher to myself. I'm a very disciplined person. I have to get up at certain time. I have to do my prayers at certain time. So that gives me all strength, And weakness could be that I could not put on that whole facade of being a designer. Maybe that was a weakness. I could not. I am what I am. I was what I was.
Beautiful. And we sure are long due for a good cup of coffee and tea together.
Please come over to my farmhouse. I have a beautiful headquarters where I work from. Please come for your coffee to my headquarters of Archimand.
I know you've been inviting me, and now I'm feeling I should have visited you, but soon we'll plan it and do that. And your strategy in a crisis?
Just be calm. I feel when the storm comes, put your head down and the storm will be over. Don't try and, confront with the storm. You have to be calm. I think calmness is something we all need to learn, and that is what is so important in life. Be just calm. That's it. Be grateful to God. Be thankful what He's given. Just imagine how much He has given us, Madhuri. Just imagine.
Right.
But you have to be grateful. Gratitude is something we must have. You have to be grateful to the Divine Mother. Yeah.
True. Absolutely true. And as you know, the program is about madhurisluxury.co. I would like to know the definition of luxury according to you.
I think luxury is just indulgence. You can just have a cup of tea in the garden, and that's luxury for me. Okay?
Lovely.
Luxury doesn't only means that you're wearing a Cartier watch and wearing a LV shoes. Luxury is that where you are comfortable in your own space. Like, I remember, even if you go to a small little town, which gives you a beautiful breeze and you're sitting there, that is a luxury in itself. For me, that's very important, No, it's not outside luxury. It's your inner indulgence is a true luxury for yourself.
Right. And all of us are realizing it even all the more in lockdown. And I would like to ask you for a message to the audience on COVID-19.
I lost your voice. Yeah. I lost the voice. Can you tell me again?
Yeah, Leena ji.
Can you tell me again? Can't hear you.
Message to the audience on COVID-19. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me, Leena ji? Am I audible?
Yeah, no, sorry, because it just went off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, are you able to hear me now?
No,
you can.
Yeah.
So, message to the audience on COVID-19.
Be calm. It will be all over. over, learn from this, and remember there was a lesson why it happened. Learn that lesson and move on. Don't be negative. It'll all be over. But don't forget the lesson it left for us. The lesson it has left for us, that remember that the biggest power was with the Lord, not with us. That's the biggest lesson.
Very nice. And thank you for taking out your precious time and being with me here on the Luxury Talk Show. It's been a real pleasure and honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madhuri. Thank you for having me over. Thank you.
Have a great thanks everyone for being here and watching the talk with Leena G from Leena Singh of Ashimal Leena. And all those who missed the talk show can watch it on YouTube. And you can please share, subscribe, and like my YouTube channel. And as you all know, I'm on board with real estate, art, hospitality, destination weddings, fashion designers, jewelry designers. Any queries related to any of these segments, you can get in touch with me. And you all know that I happen to be the brand ambassador with Sari Sanskriti by Salma Sultanji, and Nora USA designer Aisha Khanna, who's an international designer. I happen to be the brand ambassador for her as well. And I'm on board with Padma Shri artist Krishnika Naiji, as well as Aarti Zaveri, also Angelo Garini from Italy, who's a celebrity wedding designer from Italy. And it's my honor to be on board with such distinguished personalities, and look forward to seeing you on this show every time, whenever I'm here. And thank you. Bye-bye. Have a great evening.